We're going to look at how to change a close-fitting bodice block into a close-fitting dress block. You want to draw around your quarter scale, back and front bodice blocks, as I've done, marking in the darts, and that's the bust line and the waistline, and that's the hip line. So it's the fully extended close-fitting bodice block. The first step you want to do is decide how long to make your dress. So I'm going to go for 80 centimetres as a centre back length for this one. So this is my centre back. I'm going to extend it to 80 centimetres. So at the moment it is measuring in just over 60. So I'm just going to extend this line and take it down to 80. And then I'm going to square across. And then I'll square back up into my centre front. So that's our length all the way around how we want it. So now we need to start marking some points. I'm using the Winifred Aldridge book, page 79, edition 6. This number 4 example here. So we're going with the close-fitting bodice block. So the basic shaping of the side seam we want to start with. We want to mark point 1 on the waistline. So this is part 1, point 1 on the waistline. We want to work out 1 to 2 and 1 to 3. So they're suggesting in the book 1 to 2 is 1.5, which is calculated from looking at the waist, the small waist size that we want. So we're going to go from 1, we're going to go 1.5 to point 2. And we're going to go 2.5 to get to point 3. So 1, 2.5 here. That would be point 3. Draw in the bodice side seam. So we're just drawing in the side seam to the waist. So from that underarm point into those points that we've created on the waist. So it's a shaped side seam. You can see that starting to come in, a little bit of shape. Now at the hemline here, we want to find the midway because we're going to slightly change the balance of the back to the front from what it is already. So you want to find the middle. So you want to measure what it is. So you could measure, it's 40, 50, 1, 2, just over 53. So half of that would be 25, 26.5. So if I put my quarter scale with the 0 in the middle, and I look, yep, 26.5, so that's 25, 26.5. Look at this side, 25, 26, so that's the middle point here. So we're going to mark that number 6, and we're going to mark this 4, and this is going to be 5. We're going to square up to the hip line. So we're going to square up from here to my hip line. So I'm putting my nice right angle line of my quarter scale, and I'm squaring up to my hip line, which is 0.7. It does look a little bit different, if you're wondering, than the book. They've made their dress longer, that's all. I've made a short dress. And then we join, this is 0.7, join 2 to 7 and 3 to 7 with slightly curved lines. So you could use your quarter scale here just to get a nice little curve into that point. And I would flip it and get it into that point from the front. So there you can start to see you've got your front shape here, and you've got, if you can see, your sort of back shape here. So basic waist dart shaping, this is referring to the page before, page 77 in the book. She goes over in the book great ways of changing your bodice, deciding if you want to do a sleeveless bodice or a sleeveless top, or whether you just want a nice neatly fitted waisted one that you're going to put sleeves on. So we're referring to page 77, adding in the waist shaping here. So you see here, we're going to put these darts into our dress. So what we want to do, we want to measure in, to find the position of the back waist dart that is roughly here, you would come down nice and square your outermost armhole point. So I do a sort of rough line, a very little line down here, a light line, and then you want to find the midway point between the centre back and this line. So you could place your quarter scale on. It's just short of 10, and it's about 20 centimetres on this one, so it's here. And once you know that position, you want to square a line from the waist down. Now, they also suggest the length of these would be approximately 13 centimetres. So it would be approximately here, about 13. And also the back dart, they've worked this out by looking at the finished waist size and adding a little bit of ease. So the back dart would be 2.5 centimetres and the front would be 3.5. So we want to make a 2.5 centimetre dart on this line. So half 2.5 is 1.25. So you'd make a 1.25 dart, and you would draw from that point into the lower point here. You would go from there into the point here. On the front, you would simply take a square line from the bottom of that bust dart right down through the waist. So again, I'm using my quarter scale right angle line. So I'm going to drop this down, and again, I'm going to come my 13 centimetres down. And the dart on the front is 3.5, so half that is 1.5, 1.75. So just short of 2 centimetres. And you would go from that bust point and into your base of that dart. I'll take away the little bit there. And that is your close-fitting dress block. So you want to header that up. Close-fitting. And this is in quarter scale. So you prick that out onto card, and that's you ready. You can start to make adaptations from your block.